One of the largest cultural divides in Utah is between those who vote and those who don't. How will you work towards mending the divide between these two prominent cultures if you are elected legislature?
You know, this is probably one of the most interesting questions. I am LDS. I did not grow up in Utah, so when I moved to Utah and I saw kind of the polarization here, I was very surprised. You know, I was one Mormon kid, you know, of 30 in a high school. I think the first step is to recognize that we're all citizens of the United States of America. We all live here in Utah. We're all in the same district, and we're all in this together. Honestly, I don't care who is right. I only care what is right. And I think that should be the predominant feeling, especially with an elected official.
Okay, Mr. Litvack, you have 2 minutes.
You know, that's something that Seth and I share in common. I too am not from Utah. I moved out here in high school from the Midwest. I'm not LDS, I'm Jewish. And I recall moving here, the perceptions and the things that were said to me about how I was going to be treated because I was non-LDS. And fortunately for me, it was not that experience. You know, again, this speaks to the last question. As a state legislator, how do I operate? Do I promote dialogue in the community? Am I real about the differences that we have and make efforts and be a part of efforts to break down those lines and those barriers and the failures in communication? Yeah. Did I support previous administrations who did more to create dialogue in the community? Absolutely. Do I wake up again every day and think about these issues and how I live my life and the example that I set for my family, the things I think and the things I say? Absolutely. But again, that's more important than any piece of legislation, because you can't legislate respect.
Thank you, Mr. Litvack. And Mr. Wright, you have 1 minute.
Probably inappropriate to say you can't legislate respect, but you can sing it. Aretha Franklin reference. You know, I agree with Mr. Litvack on this. I think we just all need to work together. And really, again, not care who is right, only what is right. There's really not a lot that divides us. But if we're united, I think that there's a lot that we can accomplish together.
Thank you. Okay, our next question is for Mr. Litvack. One of the most pressing issues in many state governments, as well as the national government at this time, is same-sex marriage. For the LGBT members of our community, the outcome of this issue affects many different aspects of their lives, including taxes and adoption. How do you feel that our state government should handle this issue?
Well, first let me say that our state government did handle this issue, and actually the people decided. Did I agree? No. Did I vote against efforts in the legislature to ban same-sex marriage? Yeah, I did vote against those because I thought they were discriminatory, and I believe in equality and fairness for all, plain and simple. But the voters decided. The voters decided a few years ago to write into our state constitution that marriage is between a man and a woman. Did I, when I went to the polls, vote for that? No, I voted against it. Because again, I think it violates the very real discriminatory practices and experiences of our LGBT community. We can't talk about bridging the divide between LDS and non-LDS or respect diversity among our race and ethnic populations and then pretend like that should apply for our LGBT community. But this isn't an issue today. Now, a lot of people want to make it an issue, and they make it a wedge, and they try, and for a lot of politicians, they're scared to answer this question straight because they know how people are going to respond to it as a wedge issue. It makes great media, makes great talking points. The people of Utah spoke. Did I agree with what the people of Utah decided? No. Will I respect what the people of Utah decided? Yeah. But bottom line, I believe in fairness, equality, and inclusiveness for all people.
Thank you. Mr. Wright, you have 2 minutes.
Thank you. Well, Mr. Litvack's right. This issue's been addressed on a statewide level. I do believe that marriage is between a man and a woman. Just to say it, and that is how I would address it. in any fashion. But it's important also to say that I will represent everyone in my district. I believe that everyone in the district, every person here deserves to be treated with civility and decency. We all have a lot of the same problems. We all have a lot of the same feelings. We're all being affected by a lot of the same issues. We're all the same issues. So I think it's most important to say that I will represent everyone in this district.
Thank you. And Mr. Litvack.
When the state and the voters decided to ban same-sex marriage in the Constitution, the one thing it believes that we still need to address is equality, so that partners can visit each other in the hospital. Okay? There's a lot of custody issues. A great colleague of mine, Representative Jackie Viscosi, who happens to be a member of the LGBT community, who is a wonderful, amazing role model for me and both my children. Right now, law prohibits her from adopting. I trust my own children with this individual. Why should she not be able to have a family? So there's still more work that is to be done and needs to be done, and I will be a champion for that.
Thank you, Mr. Litvack.